task ahead for Finance Minister P Chidambaram as he gets ready to deliver this year's budget. So will it be a please-all budget, a dream budget that will help bring growth back? That's the question we're trying to address in this show today. Hello and welcome. I'm Shweta Rajpal Kohli and we're coming to you today from the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. I am Bangalore, where management students will be asking our panel of guests questions on the budget and the economy. Let me introduce our special guests on the show today. With us here, Mrs. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, clearly one of the most credible faces of corporate India, chairperson of Biocon. Also with us here, Mr. Ravi Ramu, who is the managing partner of Primrose Primrose Resorts. Mr. Ravi Ramu also joining us on the show today. Mr. Manish Sabharwal, he is the chairperson of Team Lease Services, which is really India's largest staffing and vocational training firm. Let me start off today's show by getting a sense from Mrs. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw as to whether she thinks this will be a responsible budget. Mrs. Shaw, the Finance Minister has clearly assured the people of India that he is going to deliver a responsible budget. Do you think he's up to the task?
Well, he has a very challenging time ahead because I think we are staring at a very large fiscal deficit, a large current account deficit, and I think we have to balance, subsidies and SOPs with incentives. I mean, is he going to be addressing, populist kind of, needs of the country, or is he going to really be responsible and, bite the bullet and take some hard decisions? I, for one, believe that this is a time when we can very innovatively balance the budget. And I look forward to seeing how Mr. Chidambaram is going to, handle this very challenging time. Does he have any rabbits to pull out?
All right. Does he have any rabbits to pull out? That remains the key question, something we're going to find out on the 28th of this month. But my question to Mr. Sabharwal really is as to whether we can expect a budget that will create jobs, because that is the key challenge really, a growth-oriented budget, a budget that will bring jobs to the youth of this country.
Well, budgets don't create jobs, so I think sometimes that is one of the challenges of making something like this an event. But just like Kiran said, I think the last 5 years has sort of got blown up in believing that district collectors sort of create jobs by paying NREGS wages and stuff like that. I think we have to shift beyond the sort of poetry and the Diet Coke approach to poverty reduction. Diet Coke is sort of, you get the sweetness without the calories. It isn't working. We are 100% of net job creation since 1991 has happened in the informal sector. Only 12% works in manufacturing. So I think the budget has to recognize that building a habitat or a fertile soil for job creation is going to require fiscal discipline. It's going to require a focus on infrastructure.
Are we expecting too much from the budget? Are we expecting it to be too much of a game changer? Unduly high expectations there from an event? Mr. Ramu, your take on that?
Yeah, I think, Shweta, the writing is on the wall, actually. We need excellent economics and perhaps decent politics. Excellent economics meaning, he's got to get rid of some syndromes. 3 to be precise. The first one is this deferred dreams syndrome. What's the deferred dream? I think the consumers in India are deferring 2 specific dreams at the moment. One is to buy a car, the other one is to buy a house. So enough needs to be done. Too much has been talked about inflation. I think it's a supply side driven problem, not so much an interest rate problem.
Right.
We come from industries where interest rates mean the world, and he doesn't seem to want to do anything. So that's pathetic. Then there is this issue of actual consumer demand. So the dreams which have been deferred need to be undeferred. They need to be unleashed. Actually, savings rates have increased in the country. What a statistic. How many people know that? So people are earning. So we have the salary increases decent enough, but they are saving, not spending. That's where the jobs come. Then the second syndrome, I think, which really hurts us is the subsidy syndrome.
Sure.
I think enough has been said. Oil and, the other bit is fertilizers. Fertilizers, he needs to rationalize it, not remove all the subsidies. The third one is the sector syndrome. That is the private sector and the public sector. There is a lot of money sitting in the public sector. In the SIC units, those properties are worth the moon. They're all locked up, they're in disputes, the people are there, the unions are there. That needs to be unshackled.
I'm going to now throw open the house and get students to really ask questions to our panel of experts. We've got this young lady here who wants to ask a question. Go ahead.
My question is regarding the general nature of the budget, that given this is the budget before election, so it's more likely to be populist, but as our finance minister has said that he's targeting an austere budget to bring down the fiscal deficit. So how is government going to balance this, like towards which side it would be more inclined?
Well, I think like both Ravi and Manish said, I think we need to make sure that we get investment back on track. I think today there is a deep concern about India Inc. not investing because of lack of confidence that it has in the economy. Now, how are we going to bring back investment? Have we got any policy for manufacturing? I think manufacturing is a huge opportunity for India, but there are no clear policies. Cost of capital is too high. I think we need to look at the manufacturing sector and make sure that we start investing in manufacturing. Agriculture, there is a huge opportunity in agriculture. Are we doing enough to incentivize it, or are we just, focusing on populist policies of offering, free power and loan waivers? I mean, this is not what the agricultural sector needs, because I think the poor will only be able to be lifted out of poverty if we really start investing in growth and development. I think that's really the focus I would like to see for this government.
And we're already talking about growth slipping to 5% levels. That will be a sure disappointment really for a country like India.
We've wasted a lot of time. I'm sorry to say, but this government has wasted very precious time over the last 4 years. We could have done a lot more. We could have taken bold decisions, and they have finally started taking those bold decisions. But is it a little too late?